do me a favor, everybody, just introduce yourselves to the audience and let us know what movie you worked on and what you did for that one.
Hey, how's it going? Christopher Werner. I directed The Sacrifice, the last movie that I played, the very weird one.
I'm Ryan. I wrote The Sacrifice, and I was
You had a small
played the
appearance
cop.
there.
I'm Steve Collins. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, the tree humping one.
My name is Lee Eddy. I wrote and directed and starred in You're Invited to Custer's 5th Birthday Party.
Hi, I'm Carlin Mayman, and I wrote and directed Romance Package for Two.
Hi, I'm Noah Dirks. I produce Romance Package for Two. The other producer, JP, couldn't make it tonight.
We'll start on either end. You guys want to hold it down there? All right. So I have a couple. We'll get to. I'll ask some questions to the audience too, but I have a couple questions for all of you. Carlin, just gorgeous movie, fantastic. We've seen so many movies, just millions of movies about relationships disintegrating, and they're also full of like explosions and shouting and arguments and slaps and things like that. And your movie seems to just focus on like the absence of words and the small moments and the hand on an arm or you know, something like that. So I don't know, was it a conscious choice to kind of cut that stuff out? Were you ever worried that maybe you weren't making the picture big enough for people?
No, I mean, I think that was definitely the intent, was like the slow dissolve of a relationship, which like I think can feel worse and hurt more than these like big explosive moments. And I think I wanted there to be a big explosive moment, but to be more about the regret of the things you do and say when you are in a sticky spot or the end of a relationship. And yeah, I wanted the like physicality or lack thereof to feel very like pointed and meaningful. And also I just always end up cutting all the dialogue I wrote.
No, I love it. It's like one of my favorite moments is like the only real argument in the movie happens totally off screen. We're just hearing it muffled. It's like the words aren't even important, you know. Everything else is just what comes through it. And I thought it was a fantastic touch. I love it. I also love your location, how somehow it manages to be this perfect metaphor for where both of the women are in their relationship. Like, anyway, how did you find this place?
That's
That's another question.
No, that's one of those ones where it's just a lot of research and then cold calls, basically.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where we sort of had a moment. We were all sitting in a diner in Chicago, and we were kind of debating. It was kind of a difficult location. We all just like we have to go with it. This is kind of the one.
Yeah, it's such a great place. It's the kind of thing that gets thrown away in a lot of movies. It's a gag, you know, a romance hotel or whatever. And I just love seeing you treat it with I don't know, such humanity. And it was really fantastic. I'm gonna try to get everybody, and I'll definitely get your questions, guys. But Lee, I have a question for you. I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Fantastic,
Thank
amazing
you.
job.
Awesome.
How exactly is it different acting alone in front of the camera than with other actors?
So much easier.
Is it?
No, that's not true. It's actually, it was really, I'm trying not to curse, it's really hard.
No, it's okay. Go to fucking town.
Well,
It's fine.
because
Sorry, Tim.
it's really fucking hard because I don't know. It's nice to have somebody to work off of, and when you're working off with a star that's a complete bitch and won't memorize her lines, it's really difficult. That's not true. It was actually a blast. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, was that your question? I answered
Yeah,
it?
well, yeah, that's
Okay, great.
good. So
Yeah, it was
the
great.
story is you don't need other actors, is what you're saying.
No, I do need other actors, but it was cheaper just to do it by myself.
So your movie is, of course, it's just 100% hilarious. It's so funny, and yet you managed to get in these moments of some like real vulnerable, real truth stuff. And I'm just wondering, like in the edit after all the shoot and everything, is it hard to strike the balance that you're looking for? Like how much of it should be funny and how much of it should be heartfelt? You know, is that a tough?
Yeah, well, this was based on a one-woman show I wrote back in 2019. And so the one-woman show was actually a 30-minute show, and so I shot what I thought was the shorter version of it, but then when I got the edit, it was 30 minutes long. And so what was most difficult was like slashing what your precious little babies are from the thing to get down to what is the pure story and essence of it. And so what was difficult was cutting my kids out of the movie, like, because I literally had to slash my own babies out of the movie. But other than that, I had a really great editor. I had a really great team. One of my producers, Chris Shea, is here. John Valley was my editor. He's also a very funny filmmaker, and so it was nice to have somebody in the room that had heart, that agreed with what I thought was funny, and we got it down to under 15 minutes. So that
Punchy,
was
yeah.
that felt good.
The saying is "kill your darling," except I always end up accidentally saying "kill your babies," and then people look at me funny. So
Oh,
that's
is it killing
validated.
your darling?
Yeah. You say it too. I'm happy.
I've never heard that term. I've always heard it's about killing babies. I'm so sorry. My darlings. I had to cut my darlings from the film. Here you go, Steve.
Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. I just want to give a quick shout out to Paul. He's just incredible. Everything he shows up in, he's just beautifully weird, and I love him. And if you see him, tell him.
Yeah, he's an American
I've got a shrine
treasure.
to him. Yeah, he is. He's a treasure. Is it hard to shoot in Joshua Tree? Like,
No,
you just go out there. Like, I
no,
don't know.
it's not. Paul, who's the lead actor in there, and Paul Gordon and his wife Jennifer Prediger, that's her in there.
Oh, wow.
And so they live out there. They live in 29 Palms, which is right next to Joshua Tree. And so you just go to Paul's house, take a left, and go to Paul's house, and
You guys writing this down?
yeah, go there, and he'll fix you up. He's very slow. You can't tell, and so he'll make you a very slow cup of coffee, and then
But he makes a
you
good
go
cup
out
of
to
coffee.
Joshua Tree, and it's really the good thing about Joshua Tree, really big, and there are no rangers around. You can just do whatever you want. Yes, you don't need permits, or well, not. You don't have to have permits. You can get away without permits.
The position of the Florida Film Festival is officially get your permits.
Yes, of
It's
course,
a necessity.
totally permanent. Totally permanent.
So what's your stance on U2? Like, how do you feel?
You know, it's actually what didn't come from like a U2 obsession. It came from we're going to Joshua Tree. What can
Oh,
we
yeah,
do?
what can we do?
But I'm right in the middle on U2. I like them and I like that album, but I'm not a U2 obsessive or anything. But I am an obsessive, just not about.
not for U2.
Just not about U2. Yeah.
You did not do
when
it.
we started writing that, it went to what I was sort of interested in, which was relationships and just how. You just, I mean, I've been married 30 years and, I still really don't know why she's mad. Like when she's mad and like, I'm like, how? I've been with her 30 years. I really should know what I
Let me
did.
swap.
Yeah. I really should know what she did or what I did. That's the problem. And, uh-oh, busted. Oh, that's bad. And so I really should know by now, and then I don't know, and you just realize, it's just like you're always trying to get out of your head, and, we're all stuck in our own heads, and it's sort of a miracle that relationships work. I like, our movies are basically the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like you both have found, I don't know, it's this kernel of truth about relationships in the middle of such an absurd kind of overlaying premise. A love for you too, and Satanist soccer teams. Speaking of which, Chris, I got a question for you. So this year at the festival, we got The Sacrifice, we got a movie called Realm of Satan, we got Star 666, and another one called like Satanism for Dummies or Beginners or something like that. So my question for you is, when did the devil start infiltrating the Florida Film Festival? When did you guys decide that?
I mean, the devil's always been hot, The devil's never gone away. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. Ryan? Ryan wrote it.
Ryan wrote it, yeah, right.
Don't ask me. Ryan wrote it.
No, it's a great pairing. The goofy suburban dudes trying to make friends and playing around in a soccer league, and to pair it up with something like devil worship and goat sacrifice. I don't know. It seems like a natural kind of combination to me.
Does it? I'm not sure.
That says
Still,
about
and I
me.
made the
Still.
movie. Yeah, I mean, it just felt. Ryan and I have been in long-term relationships for a while, and they're really fucking weird. And we worked together for a while and would talk about how weird they were all the time. And when he kind of brought this idea to me, originally it felt like such a fun way to explore how weird it is, but with a happy ending, which is not something I really ever get to do. So
I love that you call it a happy ending. The poor goat gets his head chopped off. Come on, Chris.
it's not a movie about a goat.
It's not a movie.
It's a movie about a couple. It's a love story. So yeah, it felt like it was such a fun way to kind of explore that idea in a way I'd never seen before, and then to do some weird shit.
Party looked like an absolute rage here.
It was like only like a half hour. We did not have a lot of time to shoot
Really?
that.
You
Like
picked
the
all that
party
up?
elements were like a half hour, and then those those complicated tableau
Yeah.
moments were a little bit longer. But the party was we ran out of time shooting
Okay.
the complicated stuff.
Like legitimately impressed.
We
right
had
now.
Josh and I. We were on SAG. We couldn't
Right. You can't go over.
pick it up. We had 2 days with him, so
Kudos.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Do we have any questions out in the audience for any of our filmmakers?